I totally forgot about this thing. Didn't even remember I had it until yesterday when I found it. If what we can do with this thing, and just looking at the battery here, nickel metal hydride, nickel metal hydride, 8.4 volts, 1150 milliamp hours. My guess is this battery is probably dead. This thing hasn't been charged in probably like 5 years, maybe even longer. But I guess we can try charging it. Also, what would be fun to see is how much voltage can we stick through this thing without storing it. So if I take my alligator clips from the power supply, are on around 8 volts. Doesn't seem to do anything. That's weird. When I hit the trigger, it's shorting out somewhere. Why is it shorting out? Is it using more than 5 amps? No. You can see the my voltage drops right down, and I get about 3.5 amps coming up here. But just get this thing charging. This battery's toast, I think. This is the magazine. So the magazine would come out, and then you have these little pellets here. I'm sure you guys know what airsoft is anyways. So I think what might be happening is oh shit, there's pellets in here. I think the gun might be trying to pull too many amps too quickly, and the power supply just can't supply that, and I think it might be shorting out. That's my theory anyways. But I'm gonna try using some lipos, so let's see how that works out. Alright, so I pulled apart the battery pack, the nickel metal hydride pack, and there's these little tabs here, these little batteries. They're reporting like 1.1 volts each, so 1.1, if I do a reading on this one, it's 1.1, so they're like maybe 1.2 volts each. Yeah, that kind of makes sense for the 8.4. But anyways, they're not taking a charge, so they're garbage. I just wanted to see if there was a current reading on them, because I still can't get the gun to fire. I'm still thinking that my power supply, because it can only supply 5 amps, is not enough. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, and here's a corroded battery right there. See that? I'm gonna connect 2 in series and 2 in parallel, and we'll see. Okay, well, I was right in saying that there wasn't enough amps going through there, so I actually have to parallel 2 batteries together, which I don't think I actually need anymore. But I have 2 in parallel, 2 in series, and if I hit the trigger, I'm seeing about 6 amps, almost 7 amps. So what I'm gonna... Okay, so I just have 2 batteries in series now. We can see if we can draw enough current to fire away. Doesn't look like it. Nope, not quite. So it looks like these, man, it tries to draw a lot of amps out of those. Looks like you definitely need 2 in parallel. 2 in parallel, 2 in series. 4 volts, so this is 12 volts. So we're overvolting this gun here by 4 volts. And I have no idea what's gonna happen, but let's just put that over there. And do I have any protective eyewear? I don't know. All right, and fire. That did work. So now I think we're gonna need to measure power, the 12 volts versus the 8 volts. I need something to do that with. Let's see if I can find something. That's weird. Hold on. Try and get it on the edge so you can kind of see it. Fire in the hole! There you go. So that's a good idea. So the bullet entered there, and you can kind of see it made it right through the first layer, kind of into the second. Right there. And fire in the hole. Harder to see that one. Can't really see that one. Fire in the hole. Nothing. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Nothing. Let me just disconnect this. I'm gonna make sure that there's loaded pellets here. Fire in the hole. Yeah, so it's about the same. It gets right, you can see that. It gets right past the first layer, kind of right into the second layer. Same as this side. This side actually went a little bit further. You can kind of see it there. And the one we just fired. Right there. So let's remove 4 volts. And let's work with, what do we have? If we, these aren't fully charged, but 7.9, not fully charged, but let's just do this test and then I'll charge them up. So this should be at 8 volts. And fire in the hole. I don't see it. That might have been a white pellet. I think that's the problem. There's a mixture between green and whites in here. Fire in the hole. Nothing. Oh, I fucking lost. Fire in the hole. So that went, it looks like pretty close to where the other one was. So I'm not sure if the added voltage is doing anything. We're getting a more scientific test here. All right, I found a piece of drywall outside. So let's see if this will help. Fire in a hole. Okay. And that's the hole that we made there. Did not go through, obviously, the drywall. Let's just do one more. Fire in the hole. 3.5 mil jack in there. Just kind of tip extra voltage. Multimeter, please. 11.9 volts. Fire in the hole. 12 volt. Let's just quickly check our. It doesn't seem to be making much of a difference, to be honest. Fire in the hole. Not much. Should we put 4 more volts on it? I think we should. Do I have 2 more batteries? Of course we do. All right, let's just check the voltage here. So now we have 16 volts. 16 volts, fire in the hole. know. I'd say it's not making a huge difference. There's a hole from this, right? So right there. It's not making a huge difference. I don't feel. Is that it? Does it not make a difference? Let's check the amp meter here. Final. 1.6 amps. So I think, I think it's throttling down. So that was 1.6 amps. Now, if I remove the last set of 4 volts and I put it back to 12, yeah, it's not much difference at all. 1.6. Saw 1.6 again. Let's move it back down to the original voltage that it should be using. I saw 3 point something there. I saw 6. So yeah, it's that's quite interesting actually. So it seems to be regulating the power. So you basically can't overvolt this. It's just going to use less amperage and throttle itself back down to where it should be. I guess that's why we're not getting any major differences here. So that kind of sucks. Alright, well I guess this is part 1. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that we can't kind of destroy this thing a little bit. I suppose we can look at opening it up and seeing what's regulating that. Possibly removing that feature, maybe. But anyways, for now, thanks for watching.